welcome to another video. It is me, Desiree, and today I join you barefaced because I have not put sunscreen on, and that is because we're gonna put this on today. This is the new sunscreen from Biore. It's called the UV Aqua Rich Weightless Moisturizer, and it is SPF 50, and it is inspired by their very famous, very popular Japanese sunscreen. And it's so funny because I have always wanted to try this Japanese version. I bought it when I was in Las Vegas recently. They had a store at the mall that sold a bunch of Japanese beauty products, and I was beyond excited to get this. And then just a couple of days later, I saw this version launch on Ulta's website. I've also seen it on Walgreens' website and Smith's, a grocery store. Like, a lot of retailers are selling it now. And it showed up in Walgreens in store, and I was so freaking excited to try it. So one thing to note though is that these are not the same sunscreen. The US version is inspired by the Japanese version, and that's because they can't use the same filters that they use in the Korean and the Japanese sunscreens in the United States. So they're not FDA regulated or approved or whatever. So these are the same filters as that we see everywhere in our chemical sunscreens: the avobenzone, homosalate, octosalate, and octocrylene. Those are the typical ones we see nowadays in our chemical sunscreens. I don't know the filters that are in the Biore, the Japanese one, because there's no English on the packaging. But when I read the English sticker that was on the box of this, it didn't have any of those filters in it. So it is completely different. But they are so similar. This US one, it's really, really good. So let me share with you some of the claims. So it says here, this innovative daily UV moisturizer is the future of sun protection for the future of your skin. This unique formula is developed from Biore, Japan's water-based sunscreens, widely loved for their fresh textures and invisible clean protection. The Featherlight UV moisturizer with a light citrus scent and broad spectrum SPF 50 to help protect from UV rays and UV damage, spreads easily and absorbs instantly for a sheer finish on all skin tones with no white cast. And of course there's no white cast because this is a chemical sunscreen. Biore also says they're a carbon neutral brand and all of that. It's also cruelty free. I didn't know Biore was cruelty free. Interesting. Won't clog pores, dermatologist tested, all of that. So I'm gonna put this one on today, but I am gonna do a little comparison to the Japanese version. So Japanese version is a little bit different, even just looks different, like it has more of like a yellow tinge to it, but it is feather light, like any typical Japanese or Korean sunscreen. It is super, super thin, lightweight, elegant, like you wouldn't even know that it's sunscreen. So this was a really exciting one for me to get, but I will say, it works really great as a sunscreen, but they do claim that this could be a makeup primer as well. And both of these they actually claim to be makeup primer, because I saw it on, it doesn't say it on the box, but on the advertisement where I bought this, like the display, it did claim to be a makeup primer, and that is the same claim that the Japanese version has. But I don't feel like this works that great as a makeup primer because you have to let it sink in for at least 15 to 20 minutes. That's been my experience. If I put this on and then put makeup on as if it was a makeup primer, it pills and gathers and just looks like weird. It just looks really weird. So I do have to let this sit on my skin for at least 15 minutes before I can put makeup on. But makeup goes on well on top of it after that amount of time. But it's a really good sunscreen. Like, I've put it on my arms, my hands, my face, neck. It's super thin and elegant. It's beautiful. You can reapply it really easily. It doesn't like build up and feel all thick and gross. It doesn't run in my eyes when I'm sweating. I really, really think this is a great sunscreen, but a lot of people do. That's why it's extremely popular. So let's talk about how this one compares to that one. This one does have a different texture and a different scent. The original one here does claim to be unscented. And this one here, they straight up say it has a fresh lemony scent. So it is a little bit thicker, but not as watery and feather light as the Japanese version. But this has got to be the most elegant sunscreen I've ever tried from the drugstore. Literally, I'm so excited about this. You know why? Because I feel like this is one of those sunscreens that would make people want to wear sunscreen, because it's hard to find one that's really good that you want to put on every day, that doesn't feel like you're putting on sunscreen every day. It doesn't feel like I gotta put on my sun protection and then sit there and wait for it to dry forever. This, I think, is one of those sunscreens that people would be excited to put on and feel like, I like wearing sunscreen every day, because I like wearing sunscreen every day. And a couple of my favorites from the drugstore. I love the Eucerin Age Defense. I bought this one multiple times. This is the tinted one. I don't love the tinted one because it says it's a universal tint, but it is not. But I love this one a lot, and I also really love the Black Girl Sunscreen SPF 50 for kids. That one's great for full body and face. I love that one. But this one I think is one that's going to really excite people and feel like you'll want to wear sunscreen because it's that elegant and thin. It feels like a Korean or Japanese sunscreen formula, just with different filters in it. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be the same or to be this elegant and this smooth and thin, but it is so good. So we're gonna put a big old blob on our face, and it does have that lemony scent, like a nice little lemon pledge. And I'm gonna put some on my neck too, but I'll do that off camera. This blends in really, really nice. It's moisturizing, but it's not overly so. I don't feel like I need to skip out on my moisturizer to put this on. It sinks in really, really nice. And I can go all the way up to my eye area on the eyelids and everything, and it doesn't get in my eyes with any like heat or how my skin heats up outside because it's been hot. I don't feel like it runs into my eyes or anything like that. And with this one, I do wait 5-10 minutes before I put makeup on top of it. It's very similar to the Japanese one. Like, I don't feel like I could wear this as a primer, put makeup on right away, because I feel like it's just a little too much moisture, and I do feel like I need to let it sink in a little bit. But makeup goes on top super, super well, really smooth and nice. It's just, you know, you gotta let it sink in for a little bit before you could go straight in with makeup. At least that's been my experience. But as you can see, no white cast, but of course chemical sunscreens don't have a white cast, and it just goes on super nice. And I really feel like this sunscreen is gonna make people want to wear sunscreen. If you're a sunscreen hater, this might be your sunscreen. It does have fragrance in it though, and I can't smell it anymore. I only really smell it once I get it out of the tube and first apply it to my skin. But once I blend it all in, I don't smell it anymore. It's really, really light lemon scent. So if you're bothered by that, like it might give you a headache or something, it's gonna be fine. You're not gonna smell it at all. But if you're one of those people whose skin is sensitive to fragrance and fragrant compounds, you might be wary of this one, I'm not sure. But I do really like this. It did retail for $17.99. I got it at Walgreens, and it had a $4 coupon on the box. But this time of year, a ton of sunscreens have coupons on them because they're trying to encourage people to buy the product. And I bought this because I was really excited about it, but I probably would have bought it anyway with the $4 coupon. So try it out if you're a sunscreen hater. I think you might really, really like this. It feels so good and so comfortable. Reapplies really easy. Like I said, it doesn't feel thick and heavy. Doesn't feel like I'm putting on a ton of moisturizer or anything. It's awesome. It's so, so awesome. I actually wanted to look up real quick some of the claims that were on Ulta's website because I feel like there were different claims on the display that they don't put on the box. So let's just look it up real quick. So 3 benefits in one. It's got sun protection, it's a primer for makeup, and a daily moisturizer. You know, I haven't felt the need to skip out on moisturizer, but I could definitely feel that here. Maybe if you have oily skin or you don't usually wear a moisturizer, you probably might want to skip it when you put this on, but I feel like this feels pretty good on my skin with all of my skincare that I wear and my moisturizer. I don't feel like this is too heavy at all, but it definitely could double up as your just one and done type thing. If you're not a makeup person and you just wash your face and put on moisturizer, this would double up as that easy. Also says no white cast, of course, because it's chemical sunscreen, and it will not clog your pores, and it will not pill or feel greasy, and I think that is true as well. I've reapplied this and haven't felt like it's pilled up or gathered or anything like that. It doesn't feel greasy at all, but it does feel very moisturizing and hydrating on the skin, and I love it. I love it. So if you're a big fan of the Japanese version, this one is going to feel a little bit different, but for a drugstore sunscreen, this is outstanding. I really, really, really love it, but you can't go wrong with either of these. I think they're both really, really good. But that is it. If you've tried either of these or you've found the US version floating around out there, let me know. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss my next one, and I will see you later in another video. Goodbye.